Hello and welcome to today's fourth presentation on the mystery of self-image. In the last three presentations, we have been taking exercises from this book, Self-Image, Finding Your True Identity. This is such a beautiful book that is the sequel rather, to this book, The Mystery of Self-Image. So today I'm going to do the fourth part of our visualizations and meditations from this mystery of self-image, and the process is called Holy Doubt. And let me just read a few things before we go to the exercise. And in chapter 1, I'd like to read for you just a little excerpt on what is self-image and how do we get our self-image. Listen to this carefully. And if you have this book, study it carefully because it will help you make the needed changes in your life. Whenever we have a big change facing us in our life, the first thing we need to do is not panic, but look at our self-image. What brought us to this point in our life, and what do we need to correct, enhance, upgrade even, to take us to a new level, to face the new challenges in our life? As you know, all over the world, these last 2 years have been hugely challenging for people in every way, from work to family relationships, the COVID, how to deal with it, the political upheavals we've had in every country, the disasters, natural disasters, the personal angst we've had regarding our work and how we view our work and how we look at people and the compassion we're asked to have. We've been challenged in every way. And I have analyzed this and I thought, if we have a strong self-image, we will always stay stable, resilient, and we will expand and fine tune our self-image according to what is needed. And I see in my life, in the life of my coworkers and our group members, how at very crucial times in our life, we really need to look at self-image. We don't have to look at many other things, just look at what brought us to this point and how do we go to the next point. Okay, it's a beautiful exercise. If you can catch yourself and do this, you'll see how well it will work. So, self-image. How do we have our self-image? It starts with what you think you are or the strong opinion that you have about yourself. What do you think you are? Do you think you know everything? Or do you think you know nothing? What is that image that you have of yourself? And if you can look at each of these points and answer them, this small video that I'm recording for you right now can be a huge workshop for you. In fact, this chapter itself, chapter 1, was based on a workshop that Torquem did that was given April 17th, 1989. Imagine how long ago that was and how relevant this is to us today. The second way that we get our self-image is the kind of attitude that you have toward life. This is so important in general and also is also a part of your own image. What is my attitude toward life? Is it something that I can handle or do I get overwhelmed? Okay. The third is self-image is built by your own glamours, illusions, vanity, ego, failures, and defeats, or by your aspirations, striving, visions and ideals, devotions, and sacrificial service. So our image is built by our own self-deceptions or by the true striving that we are doing every day as disciples. Next, self-image is also built through hypnotic suggestions and assumptions that come to us in the times of stress and strain, or through self-hypnotism. This is such an important point that is totally relevant to us today. What are the messages that we are getting in social media, in the news, in all the every minute what is happening to us and all over the world? Are those messages true and real? Are they manufactured? Are they hypnotic suggestions to put us in a sleep state and sell us something? Be very careful about this point and really look at it. Next, self-image is built by your resistance. Okay, your resistance or acceptance of attacks. You resist them and you say, no, I don't need that. That is not true. And it builds a better, stronger self-image. If you succumb to attacks, pressures, reactions, slander, condemnations, and treasons of others, you will start feeling less and less self-secure. This is why I advocate that all of us on social media put positive messages, share positive messages. Don't demean people, because when we demean people, that image is impressed inside of us. We become things that we demean. Okay? Self-image is built by those who praise you. Oh, you're wonderful. Is it true? Do you believe it? Or do you doubt it? Flatter you, appreciate you, honor you, or worship you. Sometimes that is the most sarcastic way to build our false self-image. When people say you're just wonderful, you're great, you're this, you're that, and we accept it. We accept it without discrimination and critical thinking about the truth about our life. Self-image is built throughout ages in every lifetime. They accumulate, and they accumulate various expressions of yourself and others. So sometimes we see that we are saying the same exact thing that somebody else said. We repeat the same exact phrases that somebody else said. Do you not see this in life? Okay, so this is really, really important. Sometimes self-image is built by various colors and different forms. Some parts are in conflict with others. Some parts do not have a bridge between them. Some parts are violent. Some parts are graceful and peaceful. And Torkham says one of our duties is to discover whether we have a solid, homogeneous self-image, rich in its dimensions, or an image that is formed of conflicting parts. We're always in conflict, which are a mixture of ugliness and beauty. Now let me repeat this to you again. Ugliness and beauty does not create balance. As we are thinking about balance in our lives, don't ever think that a little darkness, a little ugliness makes you balance. Not at all. It is spirit and matter that create balance. So how do we approach this? So later on in this chapter, Torkham gives 7 exercises. This is still in chapter 1 of this book, Mystery of Self-Image, how to build a new image. And I just want to go through the exercise number 7, which is called the technique of holy doubt. When I first saw this, I thought, how does that work? Let me tell you, I have done some of these exercises, and they really help clear your mind of deceptions, of patterns that you bought into and that are really not you anymore. Do you feel that sometimes, that the things that you think and feel and that you do are really not you anymore? They're just patterns that are reactive patterns that you constantly sink into. So he says, for a few months, ask yourself the following 11 questions, but do not answer them for a few months. Just ask them so you create doubt in your mind. And through that process of doubt, you get to the truth if you're really honest with yourself. But if you ask these questions only to build up your own false image, your own glamours and illusions, this will not work. It will be to your detriment. So if you are honest and you want to really clean up some of your attitudes and your thoughts about yourself, do this exercise of holy doubt. This is given on pages 19 and it goes to 20. Let me read them for you. They are really, really important. So here are the questions that you ask yourself. Number 1, is it really right what I am now doing? Just ask yourself in a detached way. It would be just like a friend of yours would come to you, a really good friend, an honest friend, and say, is what you're doing really right? Without judgment. And then you have to go, let me think about that. Don't immediately say, yes, what I'm doing is right because it's based on this. No, you're going to create holy doubt. If you find through your questioning that what you are doing is truly correct, that's fine. At least you have it based on real factual data. Number 2, is my attitude toward that man, that woman, as noble as it could be? Okay, as noble. If you're a disciple, you have certain virtues of nobility that you are trying to exercise in your life. So ask yourself, Am I as noble toward that person as I should be? If not, why not? What's going on? Number 3, am I thinking clearly? Clearly. Or is my hatred and anger controlling me? Let's see how much hatred and anger we see in our life today and how it controls hundreds of thousands of people, that hatred that continues, that demeaning hatred. Number 4, is gossip controlling my thoughts, actions, feelings, and attitudes? Gossip is talking about someone that is not entirely true, or just relating something that you don't really know the complete truth about. Number 5, is my life worthless, or does it have merit? It's a really heavy question you can ask yourself. You always have time to change your life to be worthy of you as a soul. Did you hear that? Okay, I'm glad you did. Number 6, do I have a big ego which prevents me from seeing how obnoxious I really am? Sometimes we hide behind sweet-smelling things, our own obnoxiousness. It's really good to see if we are obnoxious or not, and then say, what part of me is that obnoxious? Not your soul. It is that outer shell that takes on these coats, these clothes of obnoxiousness, and makes us feel that's who we truly are. Number 7, do I fabricate things? Oh my goodness, are there so many fabrications now? That's just bursting all over the world. Truth and facts have no merit in people's minds now. So why is that? Do I do that? Do I just look at what other people are doing and not fabricate myself? Wow, these are heavy. Number 8, how loving am I? And can I increase that? Truly loving, forgiving, caring, detached. Number 9, do I think I am so great that all people must recognize my greatness? And I see so much of this in social media when people make statements of critical of others. Well, I always wonder, are you so great? Are you so well learned and wise that you don't see that there is a problem in what you're doing? Number 10, do I have really good friends or friends that plant bad seeds in my mind? Sometimes our friends put negative things in our mind and make us angry and frustrated. Look at why that's happening. Okay, number 11, what good did I do all these years with what I am? This is such an important question. I tell you, just last week, one of our group friends passed away suddenly, and I started asking that question. We can go to the higher worlds any moment. So ask this question. What good did I do, and what good can I do right now, this very moment? Okay, these are profound questions that you can ask yourself. But putting those aside for a minute, let's do a very basic exercise on holy doubt so you would know how to take these 11 points and work on each one for a month and see how much you can discover about your integrity and your beauty and your soul versus the outer circumstances that your body reacts in. Okay, so if you want to do this exercise with me, sit up straight and close your eyes. Put a smile on your face, and let's have 3 or 4 deep breaths and focus. This is an exercise that you are wholly doubting yourself. You, the observer, will have a chance to help crack your crystallizations and false images and release yourself from artificiality. When we do this, our true self can shine out. So let us assume there is someone we dislike, hate. It doesn't have to be someone in our family or friends. It could be a political figure. It could be anything, anyone. So first you are going to think of that person that you really hate, and you are going to create a doubt in your mind. Question 1. Why do I hate that person? And just answer briefly. without judging. Just say, why do I hate? You're not going to fix yourself yet. Just answer. Maybe I am wrong in hating him. Is that a possibility? Maybe he or she helped me with what he or she did. See, you're creating a doubt. Next, ask the next question. Do I know anyone whom I have hurt? How did he or she feel when I hurt them? How do I think they felt? Let's go to the next question. Regarding my case and when I hurt someone, where am I exaggerating? Am I exaggerating what I have done and what others have done? If someone was hurt by an action that I did, was he or she right in their attitude toward me? Am I guilty of hurting them with my thoughts and behaviors? How am I going to pay for the damage that I did to this person? And just sit quietly now. Imagine you are in a beautiful natural state, sitting in nature, trees and flowers blooming. Maybe you're near ocean or a river or a lake. And just sit there and consider that as you doubt things that you have done, it will help you clarify the truth in your mind. We will own the mistakes that we've done without condemnation. And then we could take the right steps to clear these behaviors and attitudes toward others by looking clearly at ourselves. After asking these questions, try to observe yourself and find out how and where you need a change. Torquem advises us to see ourselves clearly, the good, bad, and the indifferent. When you see yourself clearly based on facts and truth, then you can make the real changes, take the steps for real change in your life. Take a deep breath. Exhale. And just see yourself radiating light and love, truthfulness, and the beauty of your true self is beginning to shine out. I hope you take time to find out what is your true self-image. And if you are facing big changes and decisions in your life, major life changes or major healing, you might want to take these two books and really devote yourself for the rest of this year to study them We still have time this year to turn our life around, as life all around us is facing so many crises and challenges. We can be agents of change by starting with ourselves and having the right attitude, the right image of who we truly are. And remember, what happens when we do that is we become an illumined mind. That's the next book that we are working on to release at TSG, The Illumined Mind. The person who has an illumined mind, a clear self image, is able to take great ideas from the teaching of the great ones and make them into ideals and ways to help life progress. So let us all be agents of change in our life. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed these wonderful classes on self image. Bye for now.